YouTube, it's Trade People here. I just came back from my YCS experience at Rhode Island. I did make top 32. I lost in top 32 to the Colombian national champion, and I ended up being, I think, 20th place, 20th or 19th, 20th place after the Swiss rounds. My friend Kevin, he got 18th place. So let me go through the deck list real quick. So I played double Trigodia, triple Rabbit, double Tour Guide Sanguine, double Max C, triple Shark, triple Rat, triple Magician, double Pot, triple Factory, double MST, the one-ups Dark Hole, Heavy, Avarice, Reborn, and then 11 traps is double Compulse, double Warning, double Torrential, double Bottomless, double Deep Prison, Solemn. For my side deck, I sided 2 Macro, 2 Roll the Cree, 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 Imps, 2 Messenger, 2 Thunder King, Soul Taker, Chimera, and MST. And from my extra deck, it's Leviathan, Levier, Zen Mighty, Zen Main, Soul Silver Mountain, Giga Brilliant, Tempo, Utopia, Shockmaster, Papal Imperative, Maze Stroke, Tyrus, Aegis, Zen Mayo, and it's supposed to be a Roach in there, but I gave it back because I was borrowing it. I cut Acid Golem. So I'm going to go through all my weird choices. This video might take a little bit, so that's the deck list first. So I'm going to just go through like my reasonings and whatnot. First card is Trigodia. So the deck has a really, like if you draw really good, like, you know, Shark, Magician, turn 1, it doesn't matter what you play. But if you have like a bad hand, like a Magician, Rat, like just those average wind-up hands, the bad players really don't understand like how the deck works in the long term. Like it's great because the deck you'll draw these, like the loop like all the time. Like you draw a Magician Shark or you draw a Tour Guide Shark or just something that'll build up to it. And when they play other like bad people, not to put anyone down, like they'll win a lot of the games, like 60%, 70%, just because both people don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the wind-up fields is too big. But when you draw like a long-term game against a better player, this deck allows you to do more. The Trigodias give you another dimension. First off, if you usually your hands will be like a weird hand of like traps and just like, you know, cards you can't, monsters you can't play together.
Like Magician.
Yeah, like Magician, Rat, just things you can't do. So Trigodia, first of all, he'll become a big wall. Like he's leaving defense mode for a couple turns. Your opponent's Thunder Kings can't beat over nothing can beat over him.
Logius, nothing.
Like it handles Logia. I beat Shane Storrs with Logia. Yeah. So like it just not Dolka. Doesn't handle Dolka.
It does.
When you draw, like a negate.
No, that's a continuous effect.
No, that's a triggered effect. His continuous effects. I don't remember. He has a bunch of effects. Or whatever. So he just handles everything. He handles all the 19 beaters. And when you really want to go off, like worst case scenario, your third Magician will become a Stolen Thunder King. Like it's really good in that sense. The reasoning for Maxi is everyone's like, alright, Maxi is, you know, a staple card, but Maxi really does not affect the wind-up deck how people want it to be. So what it does is, say your opponent goes off like Magician Shark and you go Maxi, it's going to grant you a +1 if they go off with Magician again. Or they can choose, you know, to kill you or whatever. But a good wind-up player, this is what I'm telling everyone now, you have to go off with Magician Shark if you have a wind-up Rabbit on board. So first turn you summon Wind-Up Rabbit, turn 2 you go Magician Shark. If you have Magician Shark turn 1, just go off, it doesn't matter. But if you have it turn 2, you reveal Shark to go Max C, you don't activate Magician. On your opponent's turn, you activate Wind-Up Rabbit to target anything to activate Magician's effect. Except for Magician. That's why Max C doesn't do anything anymore. The reason I like Max C is because, I went in tournament doing this. The reason I like Max C is because it grants you more cards. So, like the more cards you draw, obviously you're that many turns ahead. And the wind-up deck, what it can do is it can push for a game in one turn with every card in your hand. Unlike Dino Rabbit, which like all your monsters are normal summons, things like that. Maxi lets you like get that many turns ahead. That's why I like Maxi. That's why I like Trigodia. Triple Magician is first of all, like the Trigodia balances out, things like that. Pot of Duality I like because it really flows through your deck really well. The really bad thing about the deck is Thunder King hurts my deck more than other decks because of Pot of Duality, and I don't play Thunder King. Trigodia really helps the whole situation out, but like aside from that, I get hit with Thunder King pretty hard. I play 2 MST because I like to force through back row, so I'll play through Rabbit and Trigodia before I force through a big play. Aside from that, let me see what other weird cards is.
Soul Silver Mountain.
Oh yeah, Soul Silver Mountain. So how you're supposed to play wind-up is, you go, when you have the Rabbit and Rat field every turn. You know, when you have a rat bring back rabbit, and they just attack it and it dies. You make Soul Silver Mountain when you draw your second rat or tour guide. So you make Soul Silver Mountain first, and you bait out their back row. So they don't do anything. So you know they don't have like a warning, a bottomless, whatever. So you go lock one of the back rows. Next turn you can lock another one. Then you go rat. Or if you lock the one you want and you haven't seen the other one, then you go rat. I locked Starlight Roads before. I lock, everything's really good. Solo Silver Mountain because he's you can play him in layers, which is really good. I don't play Acid Golem because I do like Acid Golem, but I hate him at the same time. If you don't make him and win in that turn, I usually just lose with him because your opponent will always have an answer, or you have to go like negative to get rid of him, like compulse him or something weird like that. I cut him for Roach because Roach is a blowout card against Chaos Dragons, and the deck really has a big problem against Chaos Dragons. None of your monsters are big enough to beat or anything, and the only time like you have a good card, it's Tyrus pumped with Giga Brilliant, and the only out is like BLS, I think, right?
Yeah, Dark Hole BLS.
They can't Dark Hole Tyrus like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like that's the only like.
BLS.
Aside from everything,
Sorcerer.
they can't target or yeah, they can sorcerer. So aside from that, like everything is good. Let me go with the side deck real quick. Explain some choices. Everything should be standard except for alright, Cyber Dragon and Chimera Tech. I like Cyber Dragon over System Down right now because Cyber Dragon, you can side him. It has really good synergy with Wind Up. If you go Cyber Dragon, Magician Shark, it become a Tyrus, Shockmaster. You can do a lot of different things. And Cyber Dragon gives you like that a bunch of layers of play. So be Cyber Dragon first, attack, do whatever, and then Magician Shark, and then whatever. So you have a lot of like things to do. Gemini Imps, because Dark World is just a stupid deck. It's one of those decks where like anyone can pick it up and just beat you. So we need those cards to just handle. Macro Cosmos. I know Macro hurts my deck as well, but Macro Cosmos can be put in so many more decks against more decks than Dimensional Fisher does. Macrocosmos hits Inzectors as well. Inzectors is a really hard deck because they're one of those decks that doesn't need advantage to win. They can just top deck a monster and just gain free advantage off of you. Soul Taker's in there for Chaos Dragons and Heroes. And if I had to change anything, I might take out Gemini Imps, or I'm not sure what I'll take out. But I definitely need Noblemen of Crossed out. I lost to a Karakuri Yugioh, and Cyber Dragon doesn't do anything against the deck because they'll win off that one turn. But you need something to get rid of the armor, and Nobleman of Crossout is just really, really good against like armor. Aside from that, I think that's everything. I'm gonna go through my matchups real quick. So round 1, I played against a little kid. This was like his first time in America. He just turned like 13 the day before. He was playing Harpies. It was his first tournament. I gave him a Thunder King afterward, just because it was his birthday the day before. Round 2, I was playing against Bobby Chambers. And it was a no-show. I sat down, I saw the name, and was like, oh, okay, I have to play against him. And 10 minutes went by, I'm like, oh, cool, I get a free win. Round 3, playing against Heroes. And against a Hero matchup, if you play Zen mains really well, they really can't handle Zen mains. Like, Heroes have a really, really bad time. Round 4, I played against Atlantean Heroes. That's the guy who had the feature match round 1. Really nice guy, we sat down, we talked a little bit. Game 1, I won. Game 2, I lost because I had a Tour Guide, Shark in hand, and a Macrocosmos face down while he had a Shiny on board. I go, in my head it was like, I'll summon Tour Guide, make Zen Mighty, make Grab Shark, make Adris, flip Macro, pop, attack for damage. Next turn he can't recover. I don't know why. I didn't realize that Veiler was a play or Maxi was a play. So I summon Tour Guide, he goes Veiler, and I look at my Macrocosmos like, oh, I'm really stupid. In Game 3, I lost because he drew like BLS, Miracle Fusion, Heavy Storm, and Salvage, so I just lose that game. I wish him luck and everything. Round 5, I played against Wind Up. It was another mirror match. I drew really, really good. It was a friend of mine from Philly, so it was Mark Velez. He's really good, and I just drew really, really, really good against him. It was not fair. Round 6, I played against Agents. He didn't have any hand traps, so I kept doing. And he didn't have hand traps nor traps. He just kept drawing monsters. I don't think he played any traps or hand traps. It's really weird. I just made a lot of plays around him. Round 7, I played against another wind-up deck. It was Ali Yassine. It was a mirror match. It was a really tough game. I ended up winning Game 3 with Torrential Zen mains. Round 8, I played against Shane Scurry. He was playing Dino Rabbit. It was great playing him again. I haven't played him since like Teledad format. And I won because I had just a better hand. Round 9, I played against a wind-up player. I talked to him. He says he travels to all the events. I'm not lucky enough to travel to all the events. It's too much on my plate. He said he lost 7 times on the bubble in the row, and I played him and I won because.
He also told us that his weakness was pressure.
Oh yeah, he said he cracked under pressure, and I'm like, I have an advantage. I just pressure him. I don't know. So Thunder King really was a big card in the matchup. Game 2 was all Thunder King. Round 10, I played against Lancer Frog, and I played test against my friend. You might have seen him on this channel. He topped a couple iPad tournaments, a couple regionals with Lancer Frog, and he was really, really good with it. And that's all I play against. His name's Dave Barnes, and so I know all the Lancer Frog plays, the good ones, the bad ones. But it didn't even matter because I drew retarded against him too. Round 11, I played against Simon He. Game 1, I lost because he had both Maxi and Effect Valor for my. You can read the feature match. I had Maxi and Valor for my Trigodia play. Game 2, I misplayed, and after I misplayed, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the internet think I'm bad, so I just started playing dumb. My misplay was I had 5 in hand with the Trigodia on board. He had Thunder King and a Maxi. What I should have done was switch the Trigodia to attack mode, attempt to enter battle phase, and try to attack. He would have went Effect Valor because I had a known Valor, and then I would set Rat and end turn, I believe. His turn, if he assumed he didn't have anything, he would attack, destroy my Rat. My turn would draw. That's when I would discard my Magician to take his Thunder King, summon Rat, bring Rat back, and that's when I go off. But that was my train of thought. But as soon as I discarded Magician by accident, because I don't know what, I skipped a thought or something. I had a brain fart. I just lost. I'm like, you know what? I'll set my Rat as whatever. And he had game next turn anyway, so it didn't matter. He did have a play to destroy my board. So regardless of anything, I just played wrong, and I would have lost anyway. And in top 32, I played against a Karakuri Yugioh player. Game 1, I didn't have anything going for me, and he had the armor, and he had too many pluses. I lost. In Game 2, we had a really drawn-out game, and I couldn't draw Roll Decree or MST to save myself to win. Messenger of Peace was on field for 10 turns, and I just drew all monsters, and I couldn't handle it because it goes in matchup. Well, that was my top 32. My friend Kevin Rubio also did it in Team War Council. This one's for Mun. And if any questions, just let me know.